My first ever trip to Kings Island and my quest to reach 100 credits was certainly interesting. During 2 full days in Mason, I had to contend with road construction, tornado warnings, the beast getting stuck on its lift hill, and a large wasp that decided to hang out on my shoulder harness inches from my face during my entire third ride on the Bat. It was a memorable trip for sure, but a lot of fun, and by late morning of the second day, I had ridden every coaster in the park. Now it is time to rank them up and see how my list compares to yours. In last place, I have Woodstock's Air Rail. I was able to get on Flying Fox at Kentucky Kingdom later on in my trip, and the contrast between the two Vekoma family coasters from different eras is stark. Flying Fox is new for 2026. It's mild enough for kids, but thrilling enough for adults, and has a nice variety of elements. Woodstock's Air Rail, on the other hand, is from 2001, and it doesn't do much. Some people say it's really rough. It didn't hurt me much, it was just boring. A small lift hill and some turns, and you're back in the station. Vekoma family coasters have come a long way since this one. At number 14, I have the Great Pumpkin Coaster, and apparently adults can ride this now even without a child. So I was able to get the credit first thing in the morning on my second day, before there was any line at all, and I was not the only enthusiast getting this one off their list. It's a simple kiddie coaster, but it does its job better than Woodstock's Air Rail, so it deserves a higher spot. Plus, I'm a sucker for anything that is themed after Halloween, the best holiday. At number 13, I have Snoopy's Soapbox Racers. It's another Vekoma family coaster, and this one is actually good. I liked this more than Good Gravy at Holiday World. It has a slightly better layout, and it seemed to take its elements faster. Number 12 is Woodstock Express. When I visited Carowinds in 2025, I did not get on any of the coasters in the Camp Snoopy section of the park. I was in a race against severe weather in the area to get on all of the major coasters and get re-rides, which I did just before a thunderstorm shut down the rides for the rest of the evening. I had better luck at Kings Island, the severe weather happening overnight and only light rain falling while I was at the park. I got a rainy ride on Woodstock Express, and I was impressed. This is my favorite family coaster in the park. Coming in at number 11 is Flight of Fear, and this one might raise some eyebrows, but I was not impressed with Flight of Fear. I later found out that I rode it 30 years to the day it opened, which was cool, but the ride itself is underwhelming. I appreciated the theming of the queue, which I waited in longer than any other ride in the park, and the launch and first couple inversions were decent. The mid-course brake run that brings the train to a complete stop kills the rest of the ride, though, and I would never wait an hour plus for this again. At number 10, I have Adventure Express, and look, I feel bad ranking this so low. The 10th spot was a close call between this and Queen City Stunt Coaster. There's a lot I love about this ride, and it's yet another coaster at Kings Island that has a beautiful, secluded setting, but those aero transitions were hitting hard and painful during my visit. I went on this 3 times because I appreciated so much about it, but it also left me with a backache. Barely edging out Adventure Express is Queen City Stunt Coaster. There's a lot I liked about this one, especially that spiral hill after the launch, but a coaster themed to special effects and movies should probably have the special effects turned on. At number 8, I have Invertigo. When I arrived at the park on the first day, I immediately lined up for this knowing that it has a lot of downtime and closes during high winds, which were expected later in the afternoon. This was a solid ride to kick off my visit. The inversions are forceful, and I didn't find this rough at all despite its reputation. I wish I had been able to get more than one ride, but this was closed a lot on my visit. At number 7, I have Racer, and this is an awesome classic Woody. Between the red and the blue side, and this being a station wait for most of my visit, I got 7 rides on this. I found the red side to be a little smoother, but both sides were running great. There's only a few mild pops of airtime on this one, but it's still a fun and fast ride. At number 6, I have the Bat. This was my first aero suspended coaster, and it was awesome. I loved the entire experience of this, including the ridiculously long trek out to the station and the way the train crawls up the lift hill. I rode this 4 times in different sections of the train, and I think that row 1 is the most thrilling. It's not the most forceful place to sit, but that unobstructed view of the track supports you appear destined to collide with makes this ride so much more intense. At number 5, I have Banshee, the absolutely massive B&M invert. It's not as intense as its intimidating size suggests, but it is a long, fun ride, and that vertical loop that wraps around the lift hill is an amazing touch. At number 4, I have Orion, and it is only slightly ahead of Banshee in my book. It's not a bad ride, and it doesn't deserve to be mocked or hated on as much as it is, but there are definitely better Gigas out there. I enjoy this one for the speed, but the elements aren't that special. It's a must ride, but I don't feel the need to re-ride it as much as the next 3 coasters. At number 3, I have the world's longest wooden coaster, the Beast. It's not an airtime machine, and most of it isn't intense, but that's not what makes it special. There's something awesome about this drawn-out journey through the woods. I wasn't able to get night rides during my visit because of the storms, but the 2 daytime rides I experienced were amazing enough. The runner-up spot in my Kings Island coaster ranking goes to Mystic Timbers. In many ways, this is as different from the Beast as a wooden coaster can get. It's only got 1 lift hill, it's less than a 100-foot drop, it mostly stays low to the ground, it's a short ride, but it has tons of airtime. It's also extremely well maintained and super smooth. Not every great coaster is a stat monster, and Mystic Timbers proves that. If you've seen my previous videos, you know how much I love Diamondback, so of course it's my favorite coaster in the park. It's a smooth, airtime-filled ride. It has a few twister elements. It has great theming. It has an awesome finale. B&M Hypers are usually great, but this one really shines. What's your favorite coaster at Kings Island? Comment below, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe as well.